Hi, thank you. My name is Jennifer Stalker. I chose Patrick Henry's Red Hill mainly because I live 5 minutes from Red Hill, so it seemed an obvious choice of why to visit that location. Um, I have visited there a few times. I've actually never done the tour, believe it or not. That is on my list of things to do. Patrick Henry's Red Hill is very important to visit because of what he did. I mean, his epitaph is something to the effect of my works are enough. Basically, he believed what he did was enough. He didn't have to write something grand on his tombstone like Jefferson did, so to speak, even though Jefferson died later. Um, Patrick Henry is important because, I mean, he helped get like, even before the Revolution, the Stamp Act. He spoke and got the four resolutions, or six, seven, depending on what source you listen to. Um, but he got people listening then, or talking then about the situation, and then a decade later, when we were talking about the American Revolution, he did. That's when he did his "Give me liberty or give me death" speech, and that was, I think, outside of Richmond or in the Richmond area. To be honest, I don't know enough about him, but after the research paper, I will be able to do this presentation a lot better. um, he was trying to raise support when he did that speech. He was trying to raise support for the colonies to rise against Great Britain, to overthrow, for them to establish their independence, or I should say, establish our independence. Um, he wasn't just a speaker there. He was actually a five-term governor of the state of Virginia. He actually turned down the sixth term to retire and come to Brookneal. Although technically then I think it was just Red Hill. I don't think Brookneal as a town was created until after that point. Um, he was a very strong supporter of individual liberties, which is something I think we often take for granted. So I mean, that's another reason why why you should visit. Uh, and he also felt that American freedom needed a Bill of Rights, which I think we take that for granted. We really do, because it's things that we assume are there. But back then it wasn't. It was people like Patrick Henry and Jefferson and Washington that helped create all of that for us and for future generations. Um, since it's raining, obviously I didn't do the tour. So I'll just tell you a couple of the things at the site that I had wanted to stop and visit. He does have a slave cabin, which is very small. But you don't assume the slaves to have a mansion. So, I mean, it's understandable there. The other thing that I thought was very neat about Red Hill was the Osage orange tree. It's like an 85-foot span. I've got a picture of myself in front of it. Unfortunately, can't find a single one of my pictures, so I had to pull stuff off the internet. So you should see this in here somewhere. Is going to be a picture of that. And you can get a scale of how large that tree is, so you know how old that tree is as well, because it definitely predated him. Uh, his law office was there because he did not practice law in his home. He had a separate building on the estate where he practiced law. And he wasn't like a lawyer today where he did business 9 to 5. A lot of his work once he moved back to Red Hill was like instructing his sons and grandsons and nephews. I mean, the daughters didn't get taught because in that time it just wasn't very popular to have your daughters become a lawyer. But hey, we can forgive them. It was the times. Um, he's also buried there. This cemetery plot. The epitaph, it actually reads, "His fame was his best epitaph." Um, it's just like a concrete block. His wife is buried beside him. Very simple. It's not a huge ornate mausoleum like at Mount Vernon or anything. And I think it's really important to visit because we need to know where we came from as a country, as a people, and visiting places like this will definitely do that. So, you.